So most Singaporeans buy a motorcycle for getting from point A to point B and maybe have a bit of fun in between. Now, but the problem being that in Singapore, getting a license and a big bike is not only difficult and time consuming, it is also bloody expensive. So most Singaporeans generally hold the view that I probably will just stop at a 400cc motorcycle and that's enough. You don't need a bigger motorcycle than that. Now, for me, it's true. You don't really need a bike more powerful than 400cc. Hell, you don't even need a bike more powerful than 200cc in Singapore. And I believe that. But the thing is, why the hell is it that even though I know full sure that you don't need more than 200cc's in Singapore to get around and have a lot of fun, and I still went ahead and bought a 600 Super Sport, which is humongous by Singaporean standards. I mean, I don't go fast. Most of the time. I don't race, I don't stunt. I just want to get from point A to point B safely and not cause trouble along the way. But I went ahead and bought mine anyway. But yet, to everybody that I speak to, every new rider, I always say that if you can afford the time, you can afford the cost of it, the cost of running one, go ahead, buy a 400cc or something bigger than that actually. Don't be content with the bikes in the 200cc and below range. You should aim for more if you can afford it. The thing is that bikes under 200cc are generally not very good at being safe. Yes, they are cheap. Yes, if you're on a very tight budget, they are an extremely useful option, but that's all they are really ever good at. Most 200cc motorcycles don't have very good brakes, they don't have very good suspension, and if you don't change or spend money upgrading the tires, they have very shitty tires. They don't have ABS, they don't have traction control. All these are things that will, at some point in your career as a motorcyclist, they are going to save your life. So even if you are not a speed demon, just buy a bigger bike. You are never going to need it, but if there comes a time you actually want it, it's there, and you don't have to pay extra to buy a bike. I mean, I wish they did provide more motorcycles that had better safety features, better brakes on smaller displacement motorcycles, so you could have a cheaper price. But actually the engine itself doesn't cost a lot more. Okay, if you were to strip down all the features, the difference in manufacturing a 200cc engine isn't that much from, say, a 600. That is why, on 200cc and below motorcycles, in order to justify the fact that, the engine is smaller and to give customers a more cost-effective machine, they strip out all the safety features as much as they can to save costs. Whereas on the larger motorcycles, buyers aren't going to be worried about price, they're going to just want performance, and if they have the safety features, why not have the engine to go with it? That's why you see all the good bikes with a lot of safety features come on bigger bikes. So if you have the time, especially for those of you who are still young, you are still studying, if you have the time, make the effort, do your class 2 license, get it as soon as possible before you are too old and too stuck in your work to find the time to do so. And if you eventually save enough money, go for a big bike, an MT-09. You might not need a super sport like me. I think I made a... No, I love this bike, but I think, you know, I could have just gotten something like an MT-10 or an MT-09 and gotten the safety features without, you know, buying a machine that is meant for racing, even though I don't race, nor do I like to run fast. So, well, I hope you take my advice, you know. I think it is useful to some people if, you know, you're not really poor. I mean, there's nothing wrong being poor, there's nothing wrong buying a small bike. You know, different people have different needs, but I'm just saying from a safety perspective, a big bike makes a lot more sense. And of course, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like, give me a thumbs down. I love thumbs down. Anyway, thumbs downs are good. And well, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do give me a subscribe and help me grow. And I'll see you next time. Peace out.